from South Africa.
Welcome. You tuned in to Salam Media Highlights with myself, Salailo Makwidiri, and we're going to be heading over to international waters now. 3 days into its voyage from Tunisia, the global Sumud Flotilla continues its mission to break Israel's blockade on Gaza and deliver much needed humanitarian aid. And on board is South African-born humanitarian leader Dr. Zaheera Soomar, and she joins us live now from Italy, Porto Parmo, if I'm not mistaken. That's where they are right now. She's laughing at me because we're doing a bit of Italian, but that's where they are right now. And she's going to be giving us the latest from this very important flotilla and the important journey that they're taking. Doc, Jazakla, so much for joining us. It's a pleasure chatting to you again. What, 2-3 days into your voyage now?
This is actually day number 4. We left on Monday, very early, so this is day number 4.
What's the current situation like on board? What's the mood like? How are you? And how's the team holding up after 4 days at sea?
Yeah, so look, it's we've all merged, right? All 40 plus flotillas at the moment. You know that Italy left a couple of days before we did. We had a bit of bureaucracy and a bit of delays in Tunis. So the Barcelona and the Tunis fleet left over a kind of a 3-day period. Some of the Tunis fleet only left as late as yesterday, but we've all now congregated at Porto Palo. And so, yes, the south of Italy, there's over 40 different flotillas here. We have joined with the Italian fleet. We actually got quite a bit of bad weather last night, and so we came into the port. We weren't planning to, and so we actually had to notify the Coast Guard, and all 40 flotillas had to come into the port for kind of safety. We do have storms coming up, so that's a big discussion, and I can talk to you a little bit about that. But I also just want to give you a view so you can see what's around me. All very many flotillas that are everywhere.
I mean, that's such a beautiful sight. Just watching that, what kind of emotions, are going through you? Because this has been in the planning and in the pipeline for such a long time. There was a point where many people didn't even think it was going to happen. But seeing, this fleet of, boats making their way to Gaza, I'm sure it's a really beautiful feeling.
It is. I can't tell you, like, just as we came in last night, we got in pretty late. We got to a meeting point past, I think it was like 11 p.m. and at that point we made a decision to go into the port. So, different fleets were getting in between, I would say 1 a.m. and 3 a.m. into the port, and it was very dark. But this morning, waking up and just seeing all the different fleet around you, saying hello to all your comrades on the different fleet, and just like waving to each other, greeting each other. These are the people that we met in Barcelona and Tunis, and being able to just congregate and see everybody again. And it's been amazing. And there's also just been a lot of solidarity. People just here on the ground in Italy. There's a few boats coming around and saying, let me collect your garbage for you. What supplies do you need? Let me top you up. Water, machinery parts for your engines, etc. So there's just a lot of solidarity in the ground. It's amazing. And yes, as you said, at one point it didn't feel like we were going. I certainly felt that with every passing day. It's kind of seeing the Italian fleet lead and then seeing some of the Barcelona fleet lead, and just wondering if you were going to get a spot on it. Because a lot of boats weren't able to sail at the end of the day, and many people weren't able to get on boats because there was limited spots. One was left with the feeling of, it was a dual fuel, so it was like, you really wanted to do that mission, that's the intention, and you made that clear. But at the same time, this is not about each of us as individuals. We're on the boat, we're supporting from the ground. The mission kind of must continue. And so you can't really feel angry and feel it's not because you have to just be supportive of the mission. And every challenge that we've got on this journey in the past 4 days, every time something comes up, that feeling comes up again of like, will I make it to Gaza? Will I get close? And so now we're dealing with the storm that we're about to embark on, and that feeling back, right? It's like how far will we get on this journey that we've embarked on? With each passing day we get closer, but we really are keen with many of our boats to kind of make it to the shores of Gaza.
most definitely. And I think you painted a really, really wonderful picture for us. Let's talk about, the practical side of it. And I know you touched on it a bit. How are, supplies and communication and just daily life managed like on the flotilla in international waters?
I can tell you this. I mean, I don't know if we had a conversation earlier about this. I'm not sure if it was with Salar Media, but there was one yesterday. Like, it was just an opportunity for people who want to make selfies and kind of Instagram, likes and follows. I can tell you that it's hard. It's hard. My role on the boat is a boat manager, so I'm managing my boat. I work very closely with our captain, and the two of us make decisions on our boat, and we are responsible for what happens with the boat and our people on our boat. And let me tell you what my day looks like. So I get up at Fajr time, and once I've made my Fajr, I don't go back to sleep. I get out, I kind of touch base with the captain, see what's happened in the past couple of hours, regroup, and then we have this many groups which is connected to all the other boats and connected to the steering committee at GSF. And so I have to spend time just reading up what's the latest, what are we doing, what's the plan for today, who needs what, how can we help, what do we need. And so I immediately kind of go into mission mode and planning mode for what needs to be done, etc. We also have a roster that we set up. So I set up a roster here on the boat. We have a three-month roster, one day, and the reason why we have one person making it is because we can ration supplies. If everybody's going to make it for themselves, then we have no idea of how much supplies we use each day. So every single person is in charge of making something each day. Then there's a cleaning roster. There's something to clean up after the day, and somebody has to clean the whole boat every single day. And then we've got a night roster. So people have to stay up. So we've got 3 shifts throughout the night. People have to stay up because we need to be looking after drones. We now in international water, we need to be safer and safe. And many nights we are spotting drones. So there's a roster going on, and everybody's doing their duty. At the same time, there are many issues that come up. So, for example, on day one, we lost our anchor the first night, and so the captain and I have been making plans to kind of what do we do on anchor, and said you anchor to other boats, or you got another anchor, or you purchased another anchor. So today, I was on deck with the captain, and the two of us were lowering the anchor and pulling the anchor and attaching to a buoy. And some of the people in my boat were just watching me like there's this woman who is doing all of these things. And so it's interesting. And so, and I'm in a boat with many men, and I'm the leader. And
Yeah.
somebody was like, when I took this role as the boat manager, somebody was like, those are very strong, opinionated men, and I was like, I think I can deal with them. So this morning I was on the phone with my husband, and I showed him everybody, and so they were greeting him, and they all said, MashaAllah, your wife is super strong. She's the best leader. So I'm like, I've got them wrapped around my finger. We all have this boat in tow, and everybody's doing what they need to do. So there's a lot of work. There's a lot of challenges that come up. We are not. This is not a holiday, and there's very little time to rest. Last night, I think I got 1 hour. I had to cover the whole night with the captain. I think I got 1 hour of sleep. The men were sleeping on the lounge. They sleep on the floor, like the deck area. And because of the turbulent waters, we were literally rolling around. We had pots and pans flying from one side to the other, and so you had to be able to get something to get it to come. So it is really interesting, and it's very exhausting and very tiring. But alhamdulillah for it all.
No, most definitely. Well, I'm not sure if you can maybe just walk inside for a moment before we wrap up. I think
Sure.
we're getting word from the audience. Some people are struggling to hear you, and maybe we
Okay.
can also get like a little view of you guys' boat and what it looks like as you walk inside. But just one thing about this flotilla that makes it a bit different is the fact that unlike the previous others, or maybe unlike similar to the one that just returned, there's a lot of high profile people, the likes of Greta Thunberg and others. How's that experience, and how important is it, do you feel, people that are of celebrity status, or people that are well known, are part of initiatives like this one? Does it feel like there's just an extra kind of push, extra kind of attention that it brings to the flotilla, and ultimately and most importantly to the cause of the people of Palestine?
Look, I think it's important to have people who have large followings and who have influence and who have clout, right? So we have a number of people who, like for instance, Greta. We also have the steering committee, part of the steering committee on board, and then we've got various members of parliament from various different countries. I've got a member of parliament on my boat as well. I think it's important because there's two things. One, it shows it creates a bit of security, especially for European passport holders. But number two, I think it shows the severity and um, just the dire circumstances as to where we've kind of gotten to, that members of parliament are jumping on flotillas risking their lives for this situation, right? In Gaza. So I think it plays that part. I personally don't like the whole celebrity culture and celebrity status. I don't sign up for it. I don't support it. I don't think people should be made celebrities on these boats. And we are all citizens. We are all here as human beings. We are all here because we love humanity and we want to be humans with heart. And I think that certain people with certain positions can certainly bring certain power or dynamics to this in terms of leverage and negotiating and also safety. But I don't subscribe to the whole celebrity status of some of the things that might be potentially happening. And I don't think that you, as people who watch what's happening on the boat, I don't think that you should subscribe to it or support it. We are all individuals. We all risking our lives, and we are not heroes. We really just normal, ordinary people. Don't make us heroes. Don't make us saviors, and don't make some of us celebrities. That's not what we are, and it takes away from what this is. I had a discussion with a few Palestinians in Tunis, and they don't like that, right? They don't like it. It's a deterrent and it's a deviation from what truly is happening. So we don't want that to be happening. We really want the mission to be focused on the mission. All of us are equal individuals. Obviously, we use people's relationships and their status to obviously negotiate and leverage where we can, but it's not about celebrity status at all, and we don't want it. We don't support it.
No, most definitely, and that's very, very important. Just lastly, before I let you go, I know you guys, have to get busy to get yourself sorted out. We have people from all across the world that are watching. The messages come from Croatia, messages come from Ireland, here in South Africa. Just a short message, from the flotilla to everyone, across the world that is supporting you guys and that is watching each and every move that the flotilla is making.
Yeah, two messages, I guess. One is keep your eyes on Gaza. We all need to keep our eyes on Gaza. If we get distracted by the flotilla and only watch the flotilla, that's when we know Israel likes to bomb and take action against Gaza. So keep your eyes on Gaza. And the second thing is we're about to go into 3 days of storms and very heavy weather. We need everybody to ours, right? We don't want to be stopped because of the weather. We know that September is not the ideal sailing time, and so we're risking it. But we need everybody to ask that we can reach the total inshallah.
No, most definitely, and you'll definitely be in our prayers, in our thoughts, and we'll be watching all the way. How's the seasickness? The last time you spoke, it was a struggle. You got a hold of it?
I I'm all good. I've off the medication. I've completely adjusted. I haven't felt it again, even through the rough weather. I'm good. There's a few people who are feeling it on our boat and have a vomit here and there, but alhamdulillah, our boat is doing good. I think there are some people on some of the other boats that have been tremendously sick, and they're being attended to today by medics. Otherwise, some of them might have to just jump off on the spot as well if they can't continue. Because the next 3 days, if you've suffered for the past 3 days, the next 3 days are not going to be easy.
All right, I'm supposed to let you go, but my team is saying, can they get one last view of of the sea and the flotilla?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I was about to let you go. I'm so sorry. Well, there you have it. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful scenes there. Live from Port of Palmo out in Italy. Porto Parlo. There you go. Thank you so much, Dr. Zaheera. We
No
hope to catch
problem.
up with you again soon. Keep safe. The storms will pass. We always talk about
Inshallah.
intention here at the office. If your intentions is pure and you're doing something from a beautiful place and a pure place, nothing will get in your way. So you'll definitely be in our duas. And
Inshallah.
Jazakallah so much for giving us your time. Really appreciate it.
Okay. Assalamu alaikum. Jazakallah khair.
Walaikum salam. There you have it. That's Dr. Zaheera Soomar joining us from the Global Sumud Flotilla, giving us a glimpse of what the day-to-day life looks like at international waters and those beautiful scenes of those boats making part of the flotilla. I think, yeah, it's something that you don't see every day, and it'll be really, really wonderful to see them ultimately reach Gaza. And yeah, thanking her again for giving us an update from on board as they continue to push forward and towards Gaza. We'll continue bringing you the latest of this very, very historic mission. Continue to follow us on our various social media platforms. But otherwise, from me and the rest of the team, we're going to leave it here for now. Sharp, sharp.